ghetto youth with him gun hardcore. Time to mash your works.
Stakeholders are predicting a paradigm shift in the primary school system as parents of children attending prep schools are flocking to public schools to circumvent the hike in tuition fees pending at private institutions. Joining us this morning, National Parent Teachers Association of Jamaica President Stuart Jacobs to weigh in on the matter. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you.
Morning,
Stuart.
Good to have you here. Without the purple beard this morning. It's not time yet.
Very soon. Countdown.
Oh my gosh. This is an interesting development, no? And a bit of a paradigm shift because we've had private institutions or parents of children in private institutions moving to public schools. Well, we're going to be having that. Before, it was the reverse was seen as the ideal, no? You want your kid in a smaller classroom, you want your child in a smaller school, which often the prep schools are. But this is going to turn all of that on its head. Impact, you think? There are lots of principals who are saying, of public schools saying they're seeing a rise in, an increase in applications. What have you heard from where you sit?
We've heard the same. There's been an increase in application to primary schools, especially the top ones. But the issue will continue as it is because I don't think the prep school will be able to reduce or to maintain the costing for the education that the child gets. It takes an average of about $110,000 per term for prep school children. When you look at what has happened since COVID, many schools did not increase their school fees. In fact, some schools reduced their school fee to maintain the cohort in the schools. Of the 240-odd prep schools compared to the 400, nearly 500 primary schools, there's no way this paradigm shift is going to be possible. The space is just not there. Because the primary schools are already
overcrowded.
They're overcrowded.
Yeah.
And so what the NPTJ and other stakeholders like myself are thinking is that the government needs to look at prep school as small micro businesses. The prep schools are giving education to our children, and the parents of those prep school children are taxpayers also, but they are not getting direct
from the government.
They're not getting direct education from the system. They're paying for it. So what the prep school is doing is taking some of the strain of the public system, and therefore, if the economics is as it is now, where primary school teachers are getting a higher increase, some increase in their salary, then the teachers in the prep school will want the commensurate in salary.
So there's so much to unpack in what you're saying right now. There's so much to unpack. Okay, let me go back to a point you made. So a lot of this is attributable to, you say, the prep school holding strain during COVID.
Yes.
So this increase now is attributable to the fact that they just can't hold strain anymore.
And remember, we're looking at a 9% increase in inflation.
Yes.
That's a stark reality.
Yes, because one of the issues is the gap. So a lot of schools are moving from 110
to
107 to 140.
It's an average of 42, 41%.
It's
increase.
a lot.
But
it's tied to
the COVID.
Right.
So COVID would have seen a 15% in 2020, another 15% in so you would be braced for it as you go along. But the knee jerk, they have to. Or they're going to close.
Sir Stu, re-teaching and learning, what's the benefit of me going to a prep school as opposed to a primary school?
Let me give you the facts. Of the 13 top high schools in Jamaica, the great percentile of those matriculating to those 13 top high schools are from prep schools.
That's interesting.
That's a fact.
But what is this?
Right?
Is it better teaching?
Yes.
Is it what is it though? I still want to know what's the benefit here.
The atmosphere for learning is more conducive.
Why?
It's a smaller classrooms.
Okay.
You have sometimes dual teachers, specialized teachers. There are other amenities such as swimming and badminton and volleyball.
Which doesn't happen in a primary school?
doesn't happen in a primary school. The
So a primary school child don't do sports?
They do sports, but they do football, cricket, the three traditionals, 4 traditional, because track and field.
So the prep school gives them more
give you
exposure
a wider
to a wider
exposure.
Okay.
And also, you find that the prep school, in terms of security and that feel, is there. It's just factor. It's just a few
controls, probably.
Yeah, and controls. Few primary schools have it. Few.
So one of the factors too now is that we have a lot of private school teachers now going into the public school system because the pay is better. Usually it was the other way around.
Yes.
And so now a lot of the schools are having to charge more because they're trying to retain or attract teachers whom they have to pay more money.
Yes.
Is that another factor?
It's 3 factors. One, the paradigm shift which is happening, which is the prep school teachers wanting to go to the primary school because they're getting a better salary. And then there's, of course, the lure to go overseas.
Right.
Don't leave that out of it.
No, that is the top one.
So it is on both sides. So the solution, as far as I'm concerned, is that the government needs to look at prep school more as a partner that you should subsidize, because they are taking the strain of the primary education of our children while supporting the primary. It's the same curriculum, you know, the very same curriculum, but it's just that the parents are paying for it. And they're still taxpayers. They're paying the same taxes
so there's
as
no
the primary.
benefit.
There's no benefit.
Yeah.
You haven't come out and said it, but from what I get, you are suggesting now it's better to send your child to a prep school than a primary school.
It goes down to the individual, because some children will be able to do very well at primary school with 40 kids and with 40 other students, while some will not be able to do it. So it depends on the child and depends on your social economic background.
Overall, you're kind of saying it's still.
Yes, it is. It is. If you want me to say it, yes. I mean, and I'm speaking from personal experience. I went to a primary school, St. Richard's Primary, which is after a while I realized I was going to a primary school because it was so well run by Sister Cabrini. I mean,
but there are many run primary schools.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Well run, and you have quite a bit, especially the church, the ones that are associated with the churches. But the prep schools that my children have gone to, I find that it was more relaxing. The learning experience was more relaxing.
All right, we're out of time, but until what happens, or until what you say should happen, government subsidizing, until that happens, what will happen?
Individuals will have to make that decision, and that decision is to whether you can afford it or not, or you will have to reluctantly take a child to the primary school.
The problem with the primary schools, as we've read in this article, is that a lot of them, well, certainly the top ones, because that's where everybody is flocking to. So, on a primary and just report are saying.
And remember, and I say this to parents all the time, schooling begins at home.
Facts.
It begins at home. So don't send the child to prep school or primary school and say the teachers are going to do it. You start some of the teaching.
There's not what's going on with me, and to start some more pods and make homeschooling a real thing.
Good to see you.
Good.
Fortis, don't move, stay with us. Fortis.
Thank God my child is out of prep school. That's all I'm gonna say.
National Parent Teachers Association of Jamaica President, Mr. Stuart Jacobs.
Coming up, CARICOM at 50. What is the way forward? We have that.